Okay, question number 2. So for each of the following reactions, give the ionic equation. So remember the rules for ionic equations. The only things that we can dissociate are aqueous ionic compounds and aqueous ions. So starting with the first one, so potassium. So potassium hydroxide is ionic. So K plus, OH minus, and acid, H plus, Cl minus, gives. So that's ionic and aqueous, so K plus and Cl minus. And the water here cannot be dissociated because the state symbol is a liquid. Okay, so let's have a look at what the spectator ions are. So these are things that are the same on both sides. So the potassium ions here are the same. The chloride ions here, they haven't changed either. So we can remove those because they're our spectator ions. We can have a little tidy up as well, just rubbing out all the other bits and pieces too, which means that my ionic equation is going to look like that. Okay, B. So silver nitrate, well, that's ionic. So Ag plus and NO3 minus. KBr aqueous, that's ionic as well. So K plus, Br minus. Now this is a solid, so you cannot dissociate that at all. So AgBr plus, and then potassium nitrate, that's ionic and aqueous, so K plus and NO3 minus. So let's have a look at what we've got that are the same on both sides. Well, the nitrate ions here are the same as what we've got over here. The potassium ions here are the same as what we've got over here, which means we can get rid of our spectator ions. So those go. Let's get rid of all of those. And that goes as well. And of course, let's just have a little tidy up there. Don't forget that we need state symbols with all of these. So aqueous, aqueous, and I've forgotten them on this one as well. Aqueous and aqueous there. Part C. So sodium carbonate and sulfuric acid. So sodium carbonate, that's ionic, and there are 2 sodium ions. So 2 Na plus aqueous to every 1 carbonate. Sulfuric acid, aqueous. So in 1 sulfuric acid, there are 2 H plus ions and 1 sulfate ion. Sodium sulfate is aqueous and ionic as well, and in sodium sulfate there are 2 sodium ions and 1 sulfate ion. Carbon dioxide is a gas and water is a liquid. So they can't be dissociated. So let's have a look at what we've got. So spectator ions, that's the same as that is on the left and on the right. So that's that. And then we've got the sulfates as well. So these are all my spectator ions, so I can remove those. So let's rub those out. And we'll tidy it all up a bit as well. And not forgetting to make sure I've got all my state symbols on. So aqueous and aqueous.